A stoush over a proposed Housing New Zealand complex in an expensive Auckland suburb shows no sign of being resolved, with Epsom MP David Seymour doubling down on his contentious remarks. The ACT Party leader sent a letter to locals last week with a line warning that some of the future tenants would have social and mental health issues. Our political reporter Gia Garrick explains.
In Banff Avenue, Epsom sit two run-down social buildings built in the 70s. Housing New Zealand wants to bowl them and build a 5-storey, 25-unit complex in their place. The government's housing agency has applied for resource consent, and many locals are not happy about the prospect of new neighbours.
The stories, what some of these previous tenants are like, are hair-raising. They're really horrible experiences.
We're not actually totally against it, just so long as we know there aren't too many people who cause trouble.
There is going to be a lot of law and order and security issue. I mean, my children are already, we don't allow them to pass that area as it is at night, and we pick and drop them up from the bus stop if we don't feel safe as it is in that area. With 25 more residents coming in there, it's going to be a problem.
Local MP David Seymour has stepped into the fray, calling a public meeting a week ago, but it was the invite to the event which has been controversial. The letter lists reasons why residents might oppose the complex, one being that some future tenants will have social and mental health issues. Mental health advocates like Sean Robinson, who heads up the Mental Health Foundation, say that's misguided and irresponsible.
Many of the constituents that Mr Seymour wrote to will currently be experiencing mental health problems themselves. So to kind of equate it with poverty and undesirable people in your community, it's completely unacceptable. It's ignorant and it's completely counterproductive.
But David Seymour is doubling down on his comments, saying locals have genuine concerns.
They've had public urination, people yelling and intimidating them, women being grabbed while going running, parents fearful for their children in the area, bearing in mind that this is a street with a major church and a major school on it. Obviously people are concerned.
The Housing Minister, Phil Twyford, is appalled.
I think David Seymour is pandering to people's worst prejudices and stirring up NIMBYism, and the thing that I find most offensive about it is he's stigmatising mental illness in the process.
Housing New Zealand says the current buildings should have been demolished some time ago, and redevelopment is a better use of taxpayers' money than refurbishment. It says it got in touch with affected residents about the development in January and then again this month. But Mr Seymour says there hasn't been proper consultation. Now the agency is working with David Seymour to set up a community representative group, and they're planning to meet before the end of the month. From Parliament for Checkpoint, Gia Garrick.